It's been about 4 hours or so since voting began this morning. Our reporters are fanned out across various parts of Maharashtra and Haryana. Today we'll be going live across to every one of them on what is the big story today, the high-stakes battle for two big states, Maharashtra and Haryana. For the Congress, a battle against anti-incumbency as it seeks a third term in Haryana and a fourth in Maharashtra. For the BJP, many call it a virtual referendum on the Prime Minister who had become the face of the BJP's campaign in both states. He addressed more than 20 rallies in Maharashtra alone, some 11 rallies in Haryana. So the BJP is hoping that it is going to do spectacularly well in both these states after their tremendous performance in the Lok Sabha election. Voting is currently on for the 288 assembly seats in Maharashtra and the 90 in Haryana. You can see there from the pictures that most of the big faces and the prominent politicians and film stars and sports stars, many of them have already come out and cast their vote. Well, my colleague Tejas Mehta now joins us straight from Nagpur with the very latest. So Tejas, how has polling gone on so far? We're getting interesting reports from Mumbai, at least as of this morning, that the voter turnout hasn't been very high. Of course, we'll have to wait and see how the numbers turn out at the end of the day. But what's it been like? Has it been brisk or a little lukewarm?
Well, as far as Mumbai is concerned, Nidhi, if you remember during the Lok Sabha elections, until about 4 in the evening, it appeared as the Mumbai was barely being able to cross the 40% mark. But then all of a sudden it really changed, and ultimately Mumbai did cross the 51% mark, which is, as far as Mumbai standards are concerned, pretty good. But as of now, at least in Nagpur, in the Vidarbha region, it has been raining. There has been bad weather, and therefore not too much crowd. You can see a very, very small line. In fact, people are coming out in less than 10 minutes, completing their entire voting process and coming out. So it's been raining here. That's been the problem. But the sun really coming out now. So it should really pick up as the day really progresses. Maharashtra, as far as is concerned, the voting is normally much, much better than Mumbai. In fact, Mumbai, in the last 3 elections, it's never ever crossed the 50% mark. But here in Nagpur, I did catch up with state BJP president Devendra Fadnavis. Now, he is touted to be the next chief minister of Maharashtra if the BJP gets complete majority in the state. That we get to know on October 18th. But as far as Devendra Fadnavis is concerned, very, very guarded still. And he told me that there are no front runners as far as his party is concerned. Joining us here in Nagpur is Devendra Fadnavis, BJP state president, probably the next chief minister of Maharashtra. It's raining today here. Feeling confident, taking it as a blessing?
Yeah, we are totally confident. Only thing is that if it rains continuously, it will affect votes. So I am a bit concerned. But so far as public sentiment is concerned, I am 100% sure that we will make it. We will make a majority and we will form our government.
This is a very different election. 5-pronged, 5 different parties going all on their own. Are you a little nervous at least?
Not at all. We find an opportunity, and people also find the opportunity to elect a single party government.
Don't be diplomatic regarding this answer, but tell me, are you the front runner as far as BJP is concerned to be the next chief minister of Maharashtra?
Not to be diplomatic and to be straightforward, I am president of BJP Maharashtra.
But are you the front runner for being the chief minister or candidate at least?
There are no front runners, no back runners. In BJP, it is the legislature party and the parliamentary board decides who will become the chief minister.
But tell me, Modi ji's face has been the only face which has been shown. You think the Congress and the Shiv Sena all are saying, but he's not going to be the chief minister. Has that been the right ploy as far as the BJP is concerned, or you could have put up your face also up?
That's absolutely right ploy, because Modi ji has
no
credibility. No, absolutely not. Modi ji has credibility. No one else has credibility, and it's paying. See, Modi ji addressed 26-27 rallies, and not a single rally was less than 2 lakh. So around 50 lakh plus people have directly connected with Modi ji, and no one else in Maharashtra of any party could connect even 10% of the people.
And it's been a very bitter campaign also. I think your close ally Shiv Sena, once ally, every day you're hearing something from them. You feel let down by the Shiv Sena? Because they say they feel backstabbed.
No, I feel it's very unfortunate. The language which they have used, the way certain newspapers have used the language, have portrayed I think it's unfortunate. It's unlike Maharashtra culture. This is not Maharashtra culture. Maharashtra has a political culture, and it's not that low.
Well, that was Devendra Fadnavis, very, very guarded as far as him being the top front runner for the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra as far as the BJP is concerned. But also somebody who has cast her vote today is Pankaja Munde, daughter of late Gopinath Munde, very senior leader of the BJP. And of course, she has been very candid and openly saying that if given a chance, she would like to be the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Listen in to what she had to say after she cast her vote in Parli.
देखिए, मैं मुख्यमंत्री पद की खुद दावेदार नहीं हूं। मैंने खुद दावा नहीं किया कि मैं मुख्यमंत्री पद की हूं। मैं ये दावा कर रही थी कि मैं जो काम करूंगी उससे भाजपा का मुख्यमंत्री बनने में योगदान होगा, और वो मैंने काम कर दिया है। पर लोगों के बीच में से ये मांग आ रही है, जैसे मुंडे साहब का लोगों के बीच में इच्छा थी कि मुंडे साहब सीएम बने महाराष्ट्र के, शायद वो भी एक जाते जाते मुझे आशीर्वाद देके गए हैं, और वो लोगों के बीच में भावनाएं हैं। पर मैं खुद को अपने आप से दावा उस पद पर नहीं कर रही हूँ।
Well, joining me in Mumbai is my colleague Saurabh Gupta. Saurabh, election is all about voter turnouts, and Mumbai, as we've been pointing out for the past three elections, 1999, 2004 and 2009, it's never ever crossed the 50% mark. In the Lok Sabha elections too, it was didn't start off well, but then, at the end it really picked up. Are you seeing any signs of the turnout really picking up now?
Well, Tejas, you and me have been trying to solve this riddle for years now, and it's obviously we haven't got an answer to that. The question is that today the turnout here at Activity High School, which is one of the booths that we've been covering over the years, hasn't seen the kind of response that perhaps we saw during the Lok Sabha elections. In fact, during the Lok Sabha elections, till about 10 o'clock, there was a queue outside the polling station. Today, there's no queue. People are just walking in. So people are trickling in. There are votes being cast, but clearly it doesn't at least visually seem to be the same response. What we've been told is that the turnout till about 11 o'clock is about 11 to 12%. And if that spikes in the evening, then that'll be a good sign for Mumbai. But otherwise, we haven't really seen some dramatic change in the turnout of voters. South Mumbai, ironically, like you mentioned, has been known for poor voter turnout, apathy. And of course, Kolaba, one of the constituencies that has seen a very, very low turnout in spite of being the richest constituency perhaps. In fact, all of South Mumbai is where India's biggest industrialists live. Business community here is very, very important, and they will be voting on issues that affect business. In fact, corruption, policies, good governance, simplification of policies, all of these are issues, but clearly we haven't seen any dramatic shift in the voter turnout. It seems to be that it's going to be an average turnout or maybe even poor, but of course we cannot rule out anything till the voting ends, because, well, Mumbai does surprise us and has surprised us in the past, and, well, it would be a happy surprise if they manage to surprise us again. And of course, let's just go and hear as to what Milind Deora, who was MP of this region till a few months back, had to say. The fact that this area is, of course, known as the business hub of the country, and industrialists, a lot of them stay here and vote here in these areas. So what do you think are the issues on top of their minds? Because they say corruption, good governance, deliverance on policies, these are the issues that they're going to vote for.
Well, I think people who live in Mumbai city are quite aware of how Shiv Sena and BJP have run this city, and they've been controlling the municipality for the last 2 decades. So if people of Mumbai city move around and they look at the filth on the streets of Mumbai, they look at the quality of roads, they look at the quality of public healthcare and public education, that's been controlled by the Shiv Sena and BJP for the last 20 years. And here they are talking about a Swachhata Abhiyan and about improving governance. They've actually destroyed governance in Mumbai city. And I attribute a lot of Mumbai's problems to the BJP Shiv Sena run municipality in the last 20 years. So that, coupled with the fact that they don't have any regional leaders, and which is why they're projecting Mr. Modi in the state, I think it will spell disaster if they voted to power in Maharashtra.
हर आदमी को वोटिंग का एक्सरसाइज इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। आई थिंक इट्स रियली इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर आवर नेशन, और मैं यही अर्ज करूंगा कि हर कोई आके जो एलिजिबल है जो आके वोट करे।
Where is she? Well, we know that we've heard Sachin Tendulkar speak here after voting. he did have a message. Of course, Mumbai has all kinds of people living here, people from all walks of life, and in fact Sachin Tendulkar, one of Mumbai's greatest sons, also having a message for the electorate in Mumbai. Let's just go across to my colleague now, Ketki, who joins us.
Well, thanks, Saurabh. We are here in Dadar, which is where the Shiv Sena was born. It's also where MNS chief Raj Thackeray stays, who cast his vote a short while ago. And like Saurabh was pointing out as well, it's too early to call, and it's very difficult to even predict which way Mumbai is going in terms of voting numbers. In fact, in the past elections, Lok Sabha percentages have been better for Mumbai and Maharashtra, but assembly turnouts have not been so great. As a young voter, Shivani joining me now. Shivani, you said you were in and out of the booth in just 2 minutes. Was this the same during the Lok Sabha elections?
No, the Lok Sabha elections I had to wait for at least 20-25 minutes in the queue. Today when I went in, it was like zip, zap, zoom. I was in, I casted my vote and I came out.
And for you, when you went in to cast your vote, what matters? The party, the individual, the issues, or the performance of the previous ones?
I think when we cast our votes, we shouldn't look at the overall party. We should look at the candidate who's contesting from our area. We should look at the work he's done and how promising he sounds, or what promises has he already fulfilled. And thereafter cast our votes and think who we should vote for.
Okay. And this time around, first time in many decades that there are no alliances. Each party is actually contesting and will probably know its own strength. But for a voter, does that mean more confusion or more choice?
I think it's not about confusion, it's neither about choice. If you know who you want to vote for, the alliances don't really make a difference. Like I said, it's not about the party, it's about the individual. So it's like that.